We can't go to parks, we can't go to the beach, but we still want to get outside. What can we do? Hello again, welcome to Growing Together. My name is Mel. Today I'm going to talk about 5 outdoor activities that you can do in your garden, in your front lawn, walking around the neighbourhood. First of all, walking around the neighbourhood. I know that a lot of people in Australia have been taking part in the bear hunt. The idea behind this is that you pop a teddy bear in a window or somewhere out the front of your house so that kids walking around the neighbourhood can go on a bear hunt. So if you have young kids and you want to go for a bear hunt, you just walk around your local neighbourhood and see if you can see any bears in people's front gardens or windows. You can always count them, keep a tally either in your head or actually on a bit of paper or in your phone. You can take some photos, provided of course that you are not going to be breaching privacy. So that's a really fun thing that you can do that is pretty easy to do in your local area. Outside getting some exercise. Next up, hopscotch. Do you remember hopscotch from when you were a kid? It's pretty easy to do. All you need is chalk and a bit of pavement. This is one that kids from about 3 or 4 up to like 10 or 11 can do. Obviously, the younger they are, the more involved you need to be. But if they're older, they can do it themselves or with their siblings. You know how it goes. You draw the hopscotch board on the pavement. You have numbers. The first are in a row, 1, 2, 3, and then you have the block with 2, 4, 5, then you have 6, then you have 7, 8, then you have 9. Once the board is drawn, you then throw the chalk or whatever you choose and see where it lands. Then you have to hop and jump over or hop over the piece of chalk. That's the way I played it when I was a kid. There could be a variety of different ways that you can play hopscotch. I'm not 100% sure, but I reckon your kids will know. So see what their way is, and either suggest that they go and do it or go and do it with them. Next up we have walking around and counting and categorizing things. So I say things because basically you can do whatever you want here. The idea is that you walk around and you encourage your children to spot and take note of and categorize various things. So you could choose one day to go for a walk and see how many cars you can spot. The next day you could see how many blue cars you could spot. The next day you could see how many parked cars you could spot. You could spot houses with a green roof, or houses with a veranda, or houses with a letterbox that looks like a house. You could make it as hard or as simple as you want, depending obviously on the age of your child or children and their level of skill and ability with spotting and categorizing and taking note of things. Again, you could take along a bit of paper and keep tally of these things. Then you can start doing things like graphing, keeping records, talking about how you use graphs to measure things and compare things. This is a really important mathematical skill that your child will be taught at some point during their school years, so you might as well get a jump on it. Plus, it's pretty fun. Next up, we have collecting things. You can do this as a way of doing various different art activities. So the first part of your art activity is actually to go out, go for a walk or go into the garden and collect leaves or gum nuts or acorns or whatever it is that you might decide that you want to collect that you're going to use later in some kind of craft or art activity. But the first part is to go around, like I said, and go for a walk and collect those things. Again, you could encourage them to keep a tally of what they find, to keep a record of the sorts of stuff that they're finding. Maybe they are collecting whatever it is they think is interesting. So you could start a dialogue with them about what it is that is interesting and why they think it's interesting. Pretty much open to anything here, but the main idea being that you get out into the outdoors, get some fresh air, you get some exercise, and you use your cognitive function at the same time. The last thing I'm going to suggest requires you to have the equipment. So obviously if you don't have it, ignore it. But if you go into the Amazon website or a local Kmart or Walmart or Tesco or Big W or those sorts of stores, you should be able to order them online and then potentially get them delivered or go and pick them up if you have the money or the time or whatever. That is skipping. Skipping is a really, really fun activity. It's a great exercise. There are lots of different ways that children can skip. They can skip together. You can get a big long rope if you've got a few children, and they can do group skipping. They can have races, all those sorts of things. It's really fun, gets the heart rate going. If you already have skipping ropes, it's obviously completely free. If not, as far as I know, skipping ropes are relatively inexpensive. Certainly when I looked at Big W reasonably recently, it wasn't too expensive. So I definitely recommend that you check out and think about doing some skipping. Anyway, that's my suggestions for you today. If you have any other suggestions for outdoor activities that you can do, even though we're stay-at-home restrictions, please comment below and let me know. I've put all of my contact details in the description, so please get in contact with me if you want to have a chat about anything or if you'd like some more suggestions. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you found it interesting and valuable. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you later.